Have you ever wondered what it's like to grow up in the 80s? NES sitcoms and where's the beef ladies? Then you need to listen in your car or at work. Now it's time for Keith is a Jerk. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Keith is a Jerk. I am joined this week by my co-host. We got Dave. What's going on, Dave?
Oh, just drinking my sadness away, bud.
That sounds about right. And we got Bobby again. What's going on, Bob?
Hey-o.
Today, we are going to talk about, what are we calling this? Crushes?
Yeah,
Oh,
crushes.
Childhood crushes. Innocent crushes.
Lady infatuations.
Yeah, lady of it. Stalking.
Minor
I think
stalking,
that's-
yeah.
Yeah, well, it was definitely not minor. Only because I was a minor would it be considered minor stalking.
It's exactly, yeah, that's factual. That's in the court of law, yeah, minor stalking.
There is legal proof of what I had done. Okay, so in the 80s, very different. You know, I mean, I see my son, I'm not trying to, I'm hoping, I don't think his friends are listening. You know, you watch him, he's still an innocent kid, and he's just texting other girls and stuff like that. I wish we had that, because he has all this time to erase and think about the right thing to say.
Right.
He can Google search like a quick, cool line to say if this is said. There's so much on the internet, I guarantee he really doesn't even have to think.
Right.
These kids have already been educated pretty hardcore. You know,
Yeah.
Pre-puberty, they know they had a game plan going in.
Yeah, all we had was Bon Jovi lyrics, right? Like that was
Exactly.
that's all I knew about
Honestly,
love.
telling a 9-year-old crush of yours that I want to lay you down on a bed of roses is
That not
game.
right? Because that's my next story.
Vince Neil said I was Dr. Feelgood.
Europe told me ninja survive. No, really B-side joke.
You
there.
love Europe.
4 people. I really didn't, but it was all we had. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Right.
I had 4 albums. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna listen to everything that Europe ever put out.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't know. I mean, oh God, Jesus, where do you start on this? So I'm going to go with just generalizations here. So the kids have texting and everything else now that they can,
Right.
work with. We had the stalker book that would get delivered to your house.
What's
it was
this?
yellow.
What?
The phone book.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you just learned where the girl lived. You had to track her down. You follow her home from school. And you see where she lives so you can look it up in the phone book and also get her phone. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, for anybody who may be 25, let's say 25 or younger,
This is,
going through
this does not
puberty
matter.
in the 80s, 90s, it was a fucking challenge. Like this is like you had no answers. You literally were
You were on your own.
On your own on an island. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you know
the
when you
phone book
think
is a
about, like-
complete legit way of forming, like, where does this girl live? How do I get to maybe go by and like maybe get a glimpse of her?
Here you go.
Yeah.
I don't know what your guys' move was. Mine was find out where she lives, ride my bike around her house 40 million times until she sees me. Sometimes stop and pretend to tie my Velcro shoe out front of her house. And then the worst part is when she would finally come out and be like, oh, hey, Keith, what are you doing here? I didn't think of an answer.
He had nothing.
I just stood there like, shoes, bikes, and I did not know how to talk. I didn't know how to tie a shoe, apparently. I would just stalk her. And, I didn't have any, I didn't know what to say.
There's nothing to say, man. My first crush was on a counselor I had at a YMCA camp my mom dropped me off of in like the middle of like whatever. It was a whole summer. Her name was Vivian. She's incredible. And the only reason I thought she was incredible is because she actually treated me nicely. And so I was in love with her. She was clearly in high school. I was in public school. But
Note to you girls, if you treated a boy nicely in public school, he had a crush on you.
it's over. It's over
Yeah,
for you.
100%.
You immediately
Even if
had
you
a
punched
stalker.
me, I probably still thought, maybe. You know?
Those 80s renditions of like Porky's and one of the boys acting all gaga over girls, those are legit. Like,
Well, here's the thing. I think nowadays, if I was a kid, you could probably fall in love with somebody on Facebook because you get all their information. You know what they like. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
You see them post shit. You have topics.
but nothing beat the fact that like, all right, you showed me how to actually, tie my shoes properly. Okay, great. I'm in love with you. And so this girl told me like, all right, well, yeah, like we kind of bonded, we got talking, and like she actually talked to me as like I was just hitting puberty. I was like 12, 13, and it was in Midland, but she told me she lived in Elville, which is where my dad lived. And
Perfect.
so when I got
guys
to
are
go
getting
visit,
married.
when I got to go visit my dad every other weekend, do you know I was on my bike thinking about the road that she lived on, and I had no idea what her address was, but I knew the road she lived on.
That's the craziest one when you just ride around the block.
Yeah, and I rode around, and what I think I ended up doing was picking a house that I thought that was hers. I'm like, that looks like hers.
Did you hold a boombox out front?
Essentially, like I rode around that house. I could have been like 10. I could have been 10 houses buyer already, but that house, like whoever was living in that house, got a creepy little fat kid riding by.
I would love to hear it from neighbors' point of view. Oh,
absolutely.
Here's that loser kid again.
Every
was
2
watching you
weeks,
from
this little
across the
fat
street.
bastard rides by our house and just stays there. He
She
stops.
was heartbroken because you were singing to the wrong house. Like she thought that that you had a crush on somebody on her
Oh
street.
no, she wasn't. I guarantee you, she was already in university or something. This is probably in October. I hadn't put
Probably
two
not
and
even there.
yeah, I hadn't put 2 and 2 together. But I like
Her poor mom thinks she's gonna get labeled a pedophile because she's got some poor fat kid who just keeps hanging out in front of her house.
or the glimpse of like when I'm already going 5 houses by her to stop at the other one. That's not even hers. But that was she was legit my first crush.
Oh my god! Did you have? Oh, it was the best too. If they had a dog, that was so great because then they
Right.
would have to walk the dog. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I remember I would be riding my bike past a girl's house and I would get so fucking angry if I saw like her dad walking the dog. I'd be like, God, shouldn't your daughter be doing this?
I've chubbed up for this.
You have a dog. I could talk about a dog. Sir, you've taken away everything from me. How many phone numbers did you guys have memorized?
Okay, so I remember when I was just starting to kind of like get like
Rapey.
Right. Yeah, rapey is probably the
Yeah.
term that most people use
rapey.
nowadays.
I think yeah, it was probably
Pubescent?
like towards
Okay, cool, you were
towards
saying?
like the end of grade 6 maybe or
Okay.
whatever. I can put a timestamp on this because
Sure.
something happened. Anyways, the popular group handed out the sheet of all our phone numbers. There was like
What?
10.
What are you
there was
talking
like
about?
10 or
Whoa,
12.
there's a reason we don't know about this,
Yeah,
Dave.
there was a like a full page or whatever, and it was just like, and somebody like photocopied it and stuff, and it had like you know a few guys' phone numbers on it
shit,
and
that's
a
awesome.
few girls'
Good
phone
for
numbers
you.
on it. So I was part of it, right, for the first time,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was like, fucking right, you know what I mean? This is amazing. I went home that night and I was so excited, and my parents told me we were moving.
Oh.
From
You're a movie.
from Pickering to Barrie, and it was that night. And
You
I
are
was
a
just like,
fucking movie. Fuck you,
yeah,
Bob Charters.
no, there couldn't have been a worse timing. I remember keeping that piece of paper on me
This isn't
During,
as
like,
good
my-
as Rosita.
during my first week.
California.
It was sad. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, did you try to call them after?
No, just lost touch completely.
And that's the best too. Like you used your yearbook for that, right? Like you would try to get the girls to they'd be
Right.
like, "Oh yeah, put your phone number in, then we can like keep in touch over the
Yeah.
summer." And you're like, "Oh my god, I have her phone number. That's crazy."
Yeah.
Under false pretenses.
Yeah, I could have done so much hand holding. With access to
So
that
much.
information, yeah, a lot of hand holding, chapped hands.
And then you get one. Yeah, it was from that.
Yeah.
Same girl, but just,
I jerked off on that piece of paper.
in case no one knows what he was saying.
my second like public school crush, and like to this day, and this is the same girl that made me like, I don't know if you ever heard like our dancing podcast, but like she's the one that made me the Skid Row tape.
Yeah.
And so she shot me down a good couple times, but this chick was the
You
bazon.
went more than once, eh? No, I couldn't. I didn't have the guts for that.
Oh, and so the problem is that she started dating I started hanging out with one of the cool kids. I played hockey and lacrosse and whatnot. And so one of the cool guys in hockey is a guy named Corey. And his mom was a sub teacher in our school and whatnot. He was great. And then lo and fucking behold, Corey, who's in grade 8, starts dating her, who's in my grade, which was grade 7. And he's
that's
one of my
terrible.
best buds. So I'm like always biking over to hang out with him anyway. And while I would always be going by her house to stalk her on my way to Corey's, then all of a sudden I'm like going to his house and fucking lo and behold, there they are. And that was my introduction to being the first third wheel Or like I was,
Right.
that was my like the story of my life is being a third wheel. But like the third wheel,
I believe
my
they call
first,
that the big wheel.
yeah. But I was like the big wheel
Spare
crush.
tire.
While they're like going in beyond hand holding into like pecking and rubbing.
Right.
I'm
Right in front of you.
I'm sitting there on the swings on the other side. Like, what do you guys want to do?
Good for you.
Nah.
What do you guys want to do right now? This is boring.
Oh, Jesus. You guys like Dr. Pepper?
Ugh, God. Like, you look at what you're doing to her. Like, that's dumb. Let's
You guys
go
watch
somewhere.
A-Team yesterday? A-Team was cool.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's sad. Yeah, I in my younger
Hey,
years...
what are you going to do? I was chubby.
No, of course. Yeah, and I mean, I went through the same thing. I wasn't chubby. I just didn't have clothes or hair. You know what I mean? Like, my mom cut my hair. It was just a mess. And my buddy, I've talked about him a few times on here, Darren, you know, God bless him. He had all the charm. He was popular with the ladies. He would try so hard for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
phoning, too. Like, that was a big thing. I didn't have any girls' numbers, but he had all the girls' numbers.
Right.
Right? And he was just like, I mean... You hear about teenagers, especially maybe more girls, like being just chatty in the 80s, just on their phone all the time. He was a gabby motherfucker, man. Like, every time I go over to his house, he's just gabbing. Good on him. If I could talk to girls, I would too.
Yeah.
And he'd always be like, oh, who do you like? We'll call him. And I'm like, I don't want to do this because I know how this ends. I'm like, they've seen me, dude. Like, this isn't going to go well. Look at my hair. I literally look like some straw took a shit and then landed on my head. And then I just wore clothes that went with that.
I remember the worst part of, or the toughest part of phoning a girl was that you had to go through their parents on the telephone.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
You
yeah.
always, and sometimes they wanted to like talk to you a little bit.
Oh,
right?
I never got that.
No, yeah.
No, they didn't see me as a threat.
No,
They thought I was doing homework with
no.
them.
For some reason, I was always vetted before I.
Yeah, I got you, Bobby, there.
access to
I'm
the-
there
the-
as well, yeah.
Oh, I'm sad now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor me.
Keith Dusha got the poor boys on the phone.
I think he's inviting you to his house laughing.
I think he's got another birthday party his brothers are having.
He collected enough change to make this call.
Oh, that's the other thing, too. You remember that? You had to,
Payphones.
Yeah, I didn't want to call anybody from my fucking parents' house, so I would do it from payphones
Oh,
sometimes.
God, no. I was never ashamed to call from my house. I don't care.
Oh.
This is pre-call
You
display.
didn't live in my house. Well, our rotary thing didn't fucking work either. So I don't know about you guys, but rather than spend $8 on a new phone from consumers, we used to have to use one finger to hold the center of the rotary.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then
Wow. Yeah.
like, and fuck, I used to get pissed if somebody had a 9 in their phone number.
Oh, it's the worst. Or 0.
A 9 and a 0. I'm like, God damn. Yeah,
Our phone numbers had 2 zeros and 1 9.
Right? Oh, I wouldn't have called Bob. I might have. I probably would have had a crush on you.
What
But
about
did you guys? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, what about the anti-crush? Like, I'm pretty sure this girl I was stalking, I'm pretty sure I was her anti-crush. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, this is the worst scenario ever where, like, I know this person likes me and I'm just going to placate them all the way along. I think the first girl I ever kissed, she might have been my first anti-crush.
Jesus.
Like it was
She
like
would
a
have been the
hate
first.
kiss?
Like, speaking of like rotary phone, I remember my first rotary phone call that lasted over an hour was me breaking up with this chick.
For an hour. That's the worst.
Okay,
An
I'll jump
hour-long
ahead because we're
breakup?
talking about this.
Yeah.
I will go back to my more sweet stuff, but so I have two. One, I really didn't get it together until I was about 16. You know what I mean? Like 15, 16. Like I was like, okay, I gotta fucking go to a store and get my hair cut.
Yeah.
You know, well, not a store. That should tell you how bad I was at this.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta go to a salon or something like that and spend my own money to get a haircut because this is not working. Home hardware guy's like, we have scissors, sir, but
Stop bringing me garden shears and asking me to cut your hair.
he's getting the planter box and a pair of scissors, and away he goes. So as I get old, and so then I'm even more awkward because my friends have dated girls and stuff, and girls are more confident at that point, and I just don't know how to talk to them.
Yeah.
I was a shy kid around girls to begin with. So it didn't make it better that, you know, maybe as I was getting a little older, they were getting a little bit more interested in me, which was cool, but I didn't really know how to take it. You know, so this girl, we just moved, much like your parents, but not for the same good reasons of loving your family. And so this girl, from a couple doors down sees us moving in. And she comes over. Her little sister was friends with my little brother, and she's done up, right? Like she's put her nice stuff on to come over and say hi.
Good for you.
Yeah. So my brother has to explain to me that this is what's going on because of course he's great at hockey, and guess what? He's good looking as shit. Nothing embarrassing about that. Having a good looking younger brother. Anyway, so this girl is like, oh, hey, maybe we should go hang out sometime or go see a movie. I was like, oh, that would be cool, yeah. And she's like, okay. And she's like, maybe this weekend? I was like, that sounds awesome. This is like a Monday. Okay, I think I'm 16 no, I must have been, I was driving. So I think I'm 16. And so I got a date on Saturday. Now, I mean, I've gone out with girls and stuff, but this was exciting still.
Yeah, she was asking you out.
That's right. So I'm so excited that night.
You better back.
No. Later. And so I go to my friend's house. I'm like, I'm going to tell them all about this cute girl that just asked me out. They're not going to believe it.
Yeah.
But they live in the area. I'm like, maybe they'll know her. Like, I don't know this girl. And so I go over to my friends, and we're just hanging out, and they're legitimately excited for me. Like I say, up to this point, not many girlfriends. Yeah. So they're like, that's awesome. And they don't know her, but whatever, right?
Oh, yeah.
I get home, it's about 2:30, like in the morning. Like, you're 16, you're hanging out with your friends.
Yeah.
Just innocent shit, too. It's not like you were even doing anything. Next day, my brother's playing with their kid, her younger sister. She comes over, and I was like, hey, how's it going? Like, I'd already done all the research, too. I'd phoned the movie theater to find out what movies were playing so she could pick whatever she wanted. You know what I mean? We could go see anything. Leaning towards Young Guns, but I'm not going to suggest it.
Yeah.
And so then she's like, she's really weird. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, where were you last night? And I was like, what? And she's like, you didn't get home until like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, oh no, you're crazy. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was just out with my friend. She's like, well, if we're together, then that's not going to work.
Oh,
and I was
God.
Like, oh, okay. I was like, and I didn't know how to stand up for myself because I'd never been confronted like this.
Yeah.
And like I was scared. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Part of me is like, do I have a girlfriend? And then the other part of me is like, she's going to boil a bunny in my house.
Yeah,
and
I know it's not okay for me to be like this. Yeah. And it's so weird to see a sweet girl be like this.
I've seen enough after school specials to know that I'm the Tina Yothers after school getting beat up in this one. I'm bruised and I'm hiding it from my friends.
All right.
So that was the first question. And so then I'm telling my buddies, they're laughing at me. And then they realize they know who I'm talking about. Like, I can't go out with her. She's nuts. So I think I just hid in my house because as a really upright man, that's how I dealt with things, was just
hide,
ignored them and hid.
You can't do anything against the power of a woman. No way.
Every time she phoned, I just was not home.
Yep.
And I never left my house for about 4 days. So that's how I do things.
Yeah.
I passed that on to my son.
Thinking of repressed memories, thank you very much. I did the exact same thing to the first girl that ever French kissed me. I was 13 years old, and just out of the blue one day, I lived in like my little conclave of like townhouses and whatnot, and this girl came out of the blue one day. We just started making out. The first time I ever had a tongue in my mouth, it was fucking amazing. She had big boobs. It was great.
Are you sure you didn't get pedophiled?
No. This girl, like her brother was a year younger, and he played like hockey with us and whatnot. And she was like a little bit older.
She was your 8? Yeah, how much older?
Oh, well, like
she was kind of victim-y here.
No, she was like 15. I was like 13. So
okay.
It's all good.
Sure.
And
that was
sure
unreachable when I was 13.
Anyway, she just like whatever. She legit full on French kissed me, and then I was like 13, and I'd never had a girl been this like fucking physically forward with me whatsoever. And I was raised by
in my adult years.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I was
my
raised
wife wouldn't be that forward.
I was raised by a single mother, so I was raised like as a young man, you gotta like defend the honor of women and be like,
dude, I think as 80s kids, we were all raised that way.
Yeah,
right?
but chivalry was out. Yes, and plus,
it's unfortunate that it's kind of gone away now.
My mom is a divorced woman too at that time, so men are pieces of shit no matter what. Every time she got wasted, men were pieces of shit. So like, no matter what, all I heard growing up was like, I don't want to be a piece of shit, and so like for this to happen to me, I was like, I am not taking the proper steps here to court this young woman. Anyway,
So you just ignored her? That's the way. That'll fix it.
So what I did, and like, yeah, she kissed me, and like, I legit was like, all right, cool, and like, we're a thing now. She's like, I'll see you tomorrow after school. I'm like, all right, cool. And so I showed up the next day in full thing. Like, me and all of her friends were kind of like this little playground, and she's fucking all over me. Like, there is no legit doubt that her and I are not going to have sex within the next week or so. And I am not ready for this. Like, all that's going through my brain is like, this is really fast. I don't know what's going on. And so I left, and like, I went home and I told my mom, like, this girl, Mom, she's a little fast for me. And
my
so
God.
my mom gave me some
told your
counsel that
mom.
like was
That's
probably
amazing.
not even ready too. But like, yeah, I legit ignored this chick for the next like 2 weeks.
And
She
your
would
mom
show
is gonna go crazy.
No,
'Cause
my
she's
mom
like,
was
"Holy
fine.
shit,
My
I gotta
mom's-
have the talk." She's calling your dad. You gotta have the talk with him right now. Like, we have been putting this off for too long. Sit your son down.
No, my
Teach
mom.
him what a condom
My
is.
mom knew she was the man of the whole situation. My mom had no
right.
fear of tell me like, this chick's a fucking floozy. Is pretty much what my mom told me. And she's like, you do whatever you need to do, sweetheart. You don't need to worry about her or whatnot. So like, I was out playing road hockey, and I remember she was walking like, because I was playing road hockey with her brother. So it's not like her brother didn't give her the 411 that I was out there. And I saw her come out of the house and start walking up, and I was like, okay, guys, I gotta go. And like fucking ran into my house.
Ran away from the beautiful girl.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And like just terrified of what was next. I had no idea.
Yeah,
She was
I
actually a
think-
sweetheart. I think she banged one of the dudes I was playing hockey with. I think they ended up banging, like, honestly, a year
That
later.
afternoon.
That hockey game. Car.
Yeah. Card, let's go fuck.
So back to the innocent ones. Did you guys have like a breakup song? Like, I was a
No.
fruity little kid, right? Like, if I got
Ew.
rejected by a girl, I think I had a few of those. Like,
Oh, this is
guilty
so.
pleasures.
Oh, you're so gross.
I was.
Oh, dude. No, like,
No, I didn't have that. I was just kidding.
pick a generation of breakup song. I've
just
got
kidding.
it.
I was just joking. I didn't have that.
Please stop loving me. Oh,
What
The
was
Cure.
it? What was it?
I've got a Cure song. I've got a 9-inch.
That's.
Oh, you should see Keith right now. He is sweating.
I've got
No,
a
I know it. That's the way. I'm just debating how.
I've got a
do I
Nine
say
Inch
it.
Nails song. I've got a Cure song. I've got an REM song. Pick a breakup song. I've got it.
Yeah, they're all those.
Oh,
old,
I have
I'm
got
going a little
Gunners.
earlier. What was that?
I have Guns N' Roses. I have Guns.
November Rain?
Yeah,
Is that-
Gunners. It's not
Patience?
November
Okay.
Rain. Nope.
What do we got?
Back off, bitch.
Kind of makes my "Could Have Been" by Tiffany a little bit more palatable. No, I never got angry. I just got so hurt. I was just that kid. I was the fruity little like, okay, cool. She doesn't like me. All right, yeah, whatever. That's fine. And then just go home and just make sure no one's home and then cry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh boy, what have I done? It got better. It got better. I was okay later. Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna do one more breakup story, and then I'll get back to crushes because
right.
this one is spectacular. If I talked to her now, I would commend her on how great this was. So I was with this one girl. We weren't dating that long, a couple months, and it was a super sweet girl. We were getting along great, but just kind of nothing there. You know what I mean? It just wasn't much going on.
Right.
And so I was talking to her on the phone, like a true man, breaking up with her, and
Over the
I was
phone,
just like,
yeah.
I don't think it's working. Like, I think maybe we should break up. And she's like, oh, okay. And she took it well at the time. So I was like, fuck, I feel like shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this sucks. Because she's a sweet, sweet girl.
Right.
And, I'm trying to be nice about it and stuff. And then I'm like, all right, well, and you don't want to stay on the phone after you've broken it. Like, you're like, all right.
Yeah, okay,
I'm
we'll
gonna
see you
go,
tomorrow
right?
at
Like,
school.
You can hear her getting choked up. And I'm like, God damn, this is usually me on the other side. And so we break up. I feel terrible all night. I'm like, man, I got a rough couple weeks coming to me at school where I'm going to see her and shit. Next morning, I go put my stuff in my locker. She walks up, just gives me a kiss on the cheek, and just starts talking about what we're doing that weekend.
Ooh.
Hey-oh.
No, it was brilliant. She knew me so well that she knew that I avoided confrontation. That if she just pretended I didn't say it, wouldn't have happened.
She knew she was dating such a pussy.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's amazing. Good for her.
She
could just
fucking had
continue
my
the-
number.
continue
I'm
the
amazed
relationship.
I'm not married to her.
That's amazing. Congratulations, whoever you are. That's amazing.
I'm not going to say her name, but
Such
it
a
was
good move.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guess how long we stayed together?
Another 3 months.
6. I stayed 6 more months. I eventually convinced myself. I wasn't sure that I broke up with her.
She was in your head.
The rest of the day, I was like, did I?
I don't think I did.
And I'm not going to ask her. You know what I mean? I was just like, I don't know. And she's like, whoever has a party, I said we might go. Do you want to go? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it was a disaster.
That's
6 more
ridiculous.
goddamn months. Yeah, I'm a ridiculous man. That's
So
the
how
reality.
did it actually end? Like, did you actually cut it off at the head, or
No, it ended that. I think it was right around. It was like in my OAC
she finally
year,
broke
you know
up
what I
with
mean?
you?
Yeah, one day
think that's
she
probably
just started
what happened.
ignoring him.
Right. She broke up with me on the phone, and I went over to hers to pretend to ignore it, and there was a restraining order. And no, we were both going to separate.
Were you like
college
walking up to her in the middle of a
universities.
road hockey game, and like just all of a sudden she left?
It was brilliant. Never talked about it again. Never. Like I asked my friends, and none of them had advice.
You find that with crazy like people
She
that
wasn't crazy.
people
That's
that
the
know
worst part.
they're
I know this
crazy
girl.
but
She's
like
a super
still
sweet,
are
normal
crazy.
girl.
You'll find that
Just
shit.
one
Like they
crazy
don't talk
move.
about it.
Yeah, one crazy bold move. That was all she had in her. She's like,
She knew you.
she cried herself that night. And she's like, no, I reject it. I know
That's
he's a
right.
wimp. I can get away
That's
with
right.
this. Fuck him.
It's one of the things I
we'll
love
stay
about
together.
him.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about him is that I get whatever I want. All right, back to the sweeter stuff.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my god, yeah, that was terrible. So,
Bobby, who do you love? Come on now.
I honestly, I have only eyes for my wife.
Oh, god damn you.
guess what? I'm fucking editing, you piece of shit. Okay, what was your big move? Like, what was your biggest play?
You know what? My biggest play was I would always host like our like parties at my house.
Fuck you.
Right?
God damn it. Yeah.
Because with the money I had saved up from my paper route,
Yeah,
Money
yeah.
again.
I had it was my own money.
I know. Still angry.
And yeah.
Still our Achilles heel.
Doesn't mean that was great. Your parents didn't take yours. Great.
I
Move
had
on.
bought this. I had bought this like this CD player, like this whole huge stereo,
Nice.
massive stereo with like big speakers and
5
stuff like
disc
that. It's
changer?
actually sitting right
Oh,
here
God.
in our living room.
Yeah.
I bought that.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
that as a 12-year-old
For sure.
boy, that's like party central, right?
That is a 30-something man is not as impressive, but yeah.
my six
Looking at
disc
it
CD
now,
changer.
seems like weak sauce, but all right.
And so that was my big move or whatever. And then I would control the music. So
Yeah.
I
You
would
can
put
play
on-
Tiffany's
I would-
Could Have Been
I
all
would
night.
I would put on slow songs and just like, nobody can leave yet. I haven't played this song.
Mr.
Or-
Big.
And then right. Yeah. It was actually Zepp at that point.
Oh, wow.
And,
You were fucking
well, because
fine.
I wanted to, took a long time for my move to jail.
You always had
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
God damn you, Bob. Fuck you.
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
God, it just-
8 minutes.
Ugh.
8 minutes of heaven in the downstairs rec room.
That's right. Remember, yeah, we talked about it. I got poor Becky, got my pants pregnant just dancing with that one for
Yep.
8 minutes. God damn it. Okay.
Kelly saw Mr. Big bar hitter in the fucking.
All right. I would say my biggest move was in high school before this other girl. I think I was in grade, I want to say 11. I think she was in grade 10. You know what I mean? Like one of those where we didn't really have classes together.
Right.
I saw this girl. I fell in love instantly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, but I can't talk to girls that well, so I don't know what to do. To the point where my experience has been driving around houses. You know what I mean? Like that's my best move. I'm like, I can't do that anymore. I got a car. Like
not a
that's
great
not going to
move.
be cool. Slow moving car by your house all the time. So my best move, I was like, okay, I'm going to see if she likes me because she has a class across the hall from mine. I'm going to get kicked out of my class. I'm sent to the hallway on purpose to see if I can sort of make some eye contact with her. And that was my move. So that's what I did. I got kicked out of class on purpose just so that I could like see her and maybe see. Now, in her defense, I don't know. She talked to me, and I was like, "What? This is awesome."
Right.
So I was like, "That's my move from now on. Just get kicked out of class, throw away my entire academic life."
Yeah, you were the
Just-
bad boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So then I remember, like, I had such a hard time talking to this girl.
Right.
She's just so pretty and just so. I was like, I got no chance, but I'm gonna try. I talked her friend into letting me. I think it was like her birthday. Oh, her birthday was the same day as mine, which was crazy, right?
Right.
That's not meant to be. That's just weird, actually. But at the time, I'm like, well, that's something.
Something we can talk about.
Fuck. So similar to you, I spent my own money. I got like a nice teddy bear, like some flowers or something. I was friends with her friends. At this point, I'm popular. You know what I mean? I'm making jokes and stuff, so I'm that guy, but I'm not like the guy picking up all the girls. I'm the funny guy that everybody wants around so that the girls can laugh and they can call the handsome guys funny. Right. Be like, you guys aren't remembering who's telling the joke. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Stay with the football player. He's cool. Close mine. Closers. Go in and close it, guys. You're welcome. It's awesome. Let me know how it goes.
I pitched 8 innings. You just go ahead and close it. Close it, no
Wow, you're so handsome, Bob. So I got a friend to open her locker for me so I could put like all the stuff in there and everything like that. Surprised her, and she came over, she gave me a hug. I was like, this is awesome. And I did not know what to do next. I was not prepared for her to be into this at all. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
You already had your like flight plan.
Pretty much. I think I was so in love with this girl that I didn't know what came next in the story.
Right.
Like up until then, it was just me like, wow, she's so pretty. This would be awesome if we were together. And then when she was like showing any interest,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I have not thought that far ahead in the story.
Yeah, no,
I don't know how to react.
You're out of my league. I can't continue
These
this.
are blank pages, madam. I don't know how to write this down. I was I was like, I don't know what to do from here. I'm going to go with the girl who will control my life for the rest of it.
That's funny.
But yeah, so she was a super sweetheart, and she's awesome, great girl. I just was.
You blew it.
Yeah, I really did. Not even that. It was even worse than blowing it. You know what I mean? Like, that's supposed to be like the end of the movie where you get. She's like, "Yeah, hey, why didn't you say anything? I'm in you. We can go out." And then just
Awkward silence. Yeah.
barfing everywhere. You know what I mean? Like even my guy friends who are supposed to be like guys and stuff are like, so. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, you have problems? I'm like,
What if you ever had the balls
you-
to actually do that and like, but it was the girl and the other side like actually had the barf? Because like
oh God, could you imagine? No, I never hit on a girl and had her throw up. That'd be horrifying.
oh, would it? Because I actually wrote an entire record.
I mean, that's
going.
totally fine. Keep going. Make sure this is recording.
I
Please.
actually like being a musician. You tend to find crushes that are your muses, and so this one girl I worked with, we were both in the restaurant industry, and like I wrote legit. I wrote a 17-song record, and like I guarantee 8 of the songs that I wrote were about her, and I thought one of the grand gestures of the whole situation. Like I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give her the fucking handwritten copies of me writing these songs, which I thought, like, I thought that was like killer move.
Sure, yeah. It's
Like-
it's a very fine line.
Yeah.
You know what that is? That comes down to how handsome you are.
Right. It's exactly
You're
what it
handsome.
is.
That
If
is
Bob
the sweetest
does it-
gesture ever.
if-
If Bob does it, that looks great.
If
And
Bob
oh my
does it,
God, guys,
it's-
he gave me
It
his
does
handwritten
not
letters.
look great.
If it's Dave, it looks like a maniac who scribbled on napkins.
By
about your
P.S. I
love.
love you. and like here's 8 copies of my heart. And it was pretty much, I actually think I saw her choke down vomit in her throat.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Which we were
that's
friends
not
and
good.
buds, but like, yeah. And to this day, we're still friends and buds. But oh my God, that was.
Yeah.
And she reminds you
Are
every day
you?
that you're friends and buds.
Are you?
But like, no, that was the day that the muse died for me. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
shit.
that.
Yeah,
The day
legitimately.
crushes kind of like.
Yeah, because you killed her.
Yeah.
And buried her in the back after she rejected your love letters. You fucking psychopath.
Oh, the plaid sessions.
Spiritually, it was over for me. I was like,
was
I'm
too,
not
you
gonna
know.
believe this Hardy bullshit.
Please tell me that you have these songs.
We all do. Yeah.
Okay, because as anybody who's been listening, hopefully you're listening right to the end. I like to play some of our songs that we've done. And I would be happy to put Dave's on at the end of this one.
I'm going to listen to every word.
I will say I did have a similar thing where I think I had one song that I wrote for a girl, and then we broke up, and I was really crushed by it. You know what I mean? Like, and literally, Dave broke up. I had a show, and it was like one of our bigger shows.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, look, we're not fucking famous by any means at this point, but around town, we're getting known, right? Like, so everybody, and a few people actually know this song. It was a sweet song, and so the girls are like, oh, can you play that song tonight? And I'm like, sure can. Absolutely. Yeah, you're asking for that song? I will play it right now. And they're like, wow, it's so cool. He cries when he sings it. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that cool the way he breaks down on stage and has to leave? Oh boy.
Did you actually break down and
No,
leave?
I didn't, but it was I didn't want to play it. Let's just say that.
No, that's fair enough.
This one's called Sad Leprechaun.
Honestly, so many songs.
I think no doubt that the girl that I had a crush on, she became a cop, and just to protect
There's
herself.
something to be said in there. Yeah.
Just in
Is she an
case.
expert in restraining orders?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, clear.
And now,
Yeah.
that was a long time ago.
And the worst part is like she's come out to like my shows since. Like, oh god, yeah, like we're like, all right, so now you get it, or
He's still trying.
yeah, like I'm married and have like kids and stuff, like, what's going on?
So what do you say? And then she gets up and plays this song. This one's called "My Good Friend and Bud." I dedicate it to Dave.
Play that song you read
Please
about
stop
me.
coming around. Don't ride your bike past my house no more. I'm worried about your heart. Not emotionally, just physically. Lose some weight. Oh, shit. What else? How more pathetic can I be? Good goddamn.
You?
Yeah, we're not doing great. Bob, this is so fucked up. We have nothing in between.
No.
It's just Dave and I and then Bob on the fucking other end.
Bob and the other end laughing.
Have you always been like this?
Always been like what? Quiet?
No, crushing
No.
vag since you were 13, asshole.
No, I was a loser in high school.
What a
Loser. Complete loser.
Oh my god.
Really, is it horrible? Because Bob taught me it.
I bloomed late.
Ah, god damn it. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to tell the April story. Anybody who knows us from Nocturnal Emissions has seen April, beautiful girl who's in her sketches. April and I actually dated in high school.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not going to tell those stories now because I'll wait until we'll get her on, and I would
It's
love to hear
only
the
fair.
difference.
It's only
in our
fair if April's
versions.
on.
It's going to be so good. I honestly, it's going to be my favorite part of these whole podcasts.
If you've heard my game so far,
Yeah.
you can only imagine what happened when this
Pretty
beautiful
good.
girl wanted to date me. And, yeah, so that's gonna be a fun next. Okay, we'll do that one. That'll be great. It's gonna be a he said she said, which will be horrific for me.
You're
That's
going to be
fine.
gone, and the rest of us will stick around with April and just do that. It's going to be amazing.
Nothing scary about that.
Nope.
Cool. I'll bring back the other girls too if you guys want. I can.
Let's
I
talk
can bring
about when
back
Ryan and Saffron dated. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, Saffron just threw up. Just kidding. She's not listening. Oh my god. Okay. What else? Anything else in like the 80s and 90s? Like, is there anything specific to that time? Like when we were kids and teenagers? I can't stress enough how much more difficult we had it. Like you had nothing to go by.
Like
You had to
there's no
force-
always,
texting.
like-
There was no texting each other. Hey, girl, and we're like, fucking send me nudes. Like there's.
Oh
like,
my god.
Oh no, that doesn't
No,
happen.
could you even imagine?
No.
No.
Like it was more like
It was
the
passing
semi nudes,
notes and
the balls
asking
to
each other
do the
out.
semi nudes. It was the
Passing
same
notes is-
balls of showing up and knocking on a girl's door and worrying that her dad was going to answer.
Right.
right.
It took more balls to do that than to text her, send me nudes. You know what I mean?
Nobody ever asked each other like directly. It was all through somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
Bobby wants to know if you'll go out with him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Of
The
course.
answer was no.
And the girl,
always.
no, shut the fuck up, Bob. No, because he's already going out with her, and I know that.
Bob winked at me.
Did he wink look at you. Fucking Bob. Bob wants to know if you'll go out with
That
her.
was worth the mistrust
no,
between
no,
you and I
no.
to let everybody know.
Never.
Yeah, that was yeah. It was always through your friends. I do remember that. Or passing notes.
Yeah,
as
passing
you
notes was a
said.
big one.
Yes, no, maybe.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and you'd always make the no box like really hard to check in. No, just me. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Moving on. Okay. Yeah, and oh god damn it! How many times did you have it where like you could see the girl you had a crush on passing a note, and you're like, oh my god, that's coming to me. That's coming to me, and then you grab it, and then they're like, they give you those fucking eyes, like pointing. No, to fucking him. To Bob. Pass it. What the fuck are you doing? Okay. Message received.
Did you guys ever have those couples back in like, you know, when you were in elementary school who were together every
Yeah. Oh yeah.
every year?
Oh,
like they were
yeah.
together for years. Like from like the time that like you started liking somebody to until like, you know, high school or the
Yeah,
end of high
crazy.
school.
Mate,
it was
yeah.
nuts.
There's
My
a
best
couple.
friend growing
Yeah,
up-
there's a couple I know that have been together since grade 9,
that is
Yeah.
and
I know
they're
a few
still
of those
together.
too.
It's crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, well, good on him. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, my best friend growing up, you know, yeah, really good looking kid. You know what I mean? Really nice guy too. So it was like you had to hate him on every level.
Yeah.
But he's such. Yeah, we were best friends. This was not good athlete. It all sucked.
Right.
To be his best friend, right? You don't want to be the girl that also has to come. You know, he's got this friend though. His hair looks like a fucking bowl of shredded wheat, but at least his clothes won't make up for it. On the upside, it'll take a while. So anyway, yeah, he was with the same girl forever. Like I think they started dating same thing, like grade 8,
Yeah, that's
and
crazy
most of high
stuff.
school. That was crazy. But yeah, I don't know. They were happy and they stayed together. That was insane though. Yeah, I was.
I don't get it.
They would
She used
always
to
be
always try to help me too.
right.
She'd always be like, "Oh, you're fucking up so badly all the time. Oh, how do you make so many wrong choices?"
I remember thinking like, oh yeah, they have it all figured out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know
No,
what I
they
mean?
were. Yeah, they knew everything. Now your girlfriend is telling me what I'm doing wrong.
Well,
And
fuck,
I'm
that was
taking
pretty
notes.
much like me, Corey, and Jenny all the way like through high school.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Jenny, there wasn't a guy alive in our high school that didn't have a crush on Jenny.
Oh, Jenny's fantastic.
And
I
like
only knew
so
her in my
yeah, I
adult
was
years, but she's
speaking of being a
wonderful.
third wheel, I was third wheeling all the way. I got to live with these people and whatnot. Like, and Jenny tried to help me out through and through, but I'm like, there's nothing compared to you, Jenny.
Oh no, you're doing that one.
Oh God, yeah. Ugh, God, I was
Playing
not.
the sad guy.
I
Well,
got
you'd never
my
go
dad.
out with me.
My dad did not help me out with any game whatsoever.
Your what? Sorry.
My dad did not help me out with any game whatsoever.
God, no. No, Jesus, are you supposed to?
No, well, dads, yeah, you're supposed to help like your kid out. Like, dude, here's just the general steps of how to like talk to girls or whatnot, like say hi
Yeah,
or whatever.
I mean, I
Like,
guess I try to
or
talk
at
to
least
my
show an
son now.
example of like, here's how I talk to your mother. My dad was not an example with that.
Right,
Through a lawyer.
I'm a dirty thieving bitch. So
Sorry.
yeah,
Through her bitch of a sister.
yeah. Anyway,
Holy shit, that's great.
so how are you supposed to learn,
How
right?
the fuck are we married? Jesus.
No idea.
Oh, good lord.
Trust me.
So insane. All right. I can't think. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton that I have buried in this area.
I just
Yeah.
talked about Jenny. Jenny was probably one of the biggest, but like, yeah, this could be a double.
Yeah. Yeah, we
this is
could come
gonna be
back to
one where-
this.
Yeah, this is good. The next episode, the next one of girl crushes will be. This time.
Yeah.
I forgot
This
to
is
talk
the scratch
about
the
this.
surface one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they all don't look forward to hearing that. I am sure that if there are girls that are listening, a lot of them right now that have missed that are going, whew. What a dick move too. Like now that I think about that, like, I mean, my intentions were pure. You know what I mean? Like I was just in love with this girl. But what an asshole move to get her friend to do. Because now all of her friends, they're not involved in this.
Yeah.
So they just think it's so sweet.
Right.
They're like, oh my God. Talk about putting her on the spot. What is she supposed to do? Like burn it in front of me?
Yeah, no,
When
like
you had
it's
nothing
still.
to say, she was so relieved.
Oh my God, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, absolutely. Just like oh my God, she's probably laughing like with her friends.
Right.
Holy Christ, does anybody want this thing?
Yeah.
Ugh, he's so poor. Oh, God damn it, bury me. Well, that's that.
Hey, hey, boys, way to turn it around. Good job.
Yeah, we did
Way
all
to
right.
get married.
We did all right for our first skate.
Yeah.
That worked out eventually. I just, I don't know if you guys know, but I was a doorman in a strip club. And, pretty popular with the ladies for giving them rides home.
Sans blowies.
I was attractive to them because I did not try to sexually assault them. That was a big turn on for
You know
those
what?
ladies.
Being a gentleman's a pretty good podcast.
Look, honestly, that's what I try to tell my son. That's the only advice I try to pass on. I'm like, look, there's always going to be those assholes. And girls, for whatever reason, they go through those phases. I was like, but I found once I hit like 21, you know what I mean? The nice guy paid off.
Fuck you. 21. Honestly, it took me to 30.
I felt like 21 was kind of my turnaround.
No.
But I was also singing in a band, so maybe that was, maybe it wasn't. Maybe I was just able to go to the other side and I didn't know.
I was going to say
And you're just
earlier,
saying, wow, you're so nice.
there's only one reason you would, like, all three of us turned into musicians. It was
It's
really
really
good.
weird.
I had no
This is the
fucking
only
game,
shot we had.
but I could write
It
a
is
song.
weird that right around the time that my band got signed, girls started wanting nice guys.
Exactly.
I mean, that's crazy coincidence.
It's so weird that you're such a nice guy, but still so cool. You ever get that line, Keith?
That's how my wife proposed.
Exactly. No shit.
I'm just kidding. She was like, what else? I don't know, I guess.
You're all I got.
Ugh. I believe that was her yes. Ugh.
That's right.
Let's just get this done. Amazing. Yeah, let's there'll be a part 2 to this, I guarantee.
I hope so,
I'll be
yeah.
honest, I'm fucking dying to hear Ryan's. Ryan LeClaire will have some crazy ones for this.
Yes.
Oh shit, Keith! I forgot to talk about your what? Never mind. Sorry, what? Never mind. Yeah,
Hey,
next
good
one.
on you.
Next
good
one.
on you. Good luck.
Yeah, next one.
We've been married a long time. That's fine. Yeah. Somebody's interested. Hey, whatever. Go for it. I'll be cheering her on.
Me too. I'm actually still waiting for my wife to have a crush on me.
Holy shit, that's so dark.
2 weeks ago, we met at a bar. I bought you some drinks, went to the back of my car, and we made love, sweet love. 1 week ago, you let me know that you were having a baby. Tears fell up my eyes. Now I want to do the right thing. I'm down on one knee and I'll give you this ring. And if you just say yes to this question, will you abort my love? 'Cause I'm not ready to have a baby. Abort my love. I'm not asking you to go to a back alley. I'll give you money. Well, not all of it, but at least half. I think that's pretty fair. Sure, I like kids, but I like sleeping in more. And when I look at you, I see a world-class, a nice person. But clearly not the mother of my children. So let's cut to the chase. Tell me, what will it take to get you to visit Dr. C. Hanger aboard my love?